So when people in Brazil look at the United States, what exactly do they see? It's a really fascinating mix, you know? A blend of admiration for its power, its culture, and its ideals that ends up shaping opinions and even some big life choices. Let's dive in and break down these common perceptions and see what they're built on.
At the very heart of this is the powerful idea of the American dream. It's this belief that with enough ambition and hard work, you can unlock incredible success. And that's a concept that really resonates in Brazil, fueling this view of the US as a true land of opportunity.
Okay, so what's driving this whole perception? Well, the first big pillar is just the sheer economic and technological muscle of the United States. It's seen as this global engine, one that's constantly pushing the boundaries of what's even possible.
And you can kind of see the two faces of this economic power right here. On one side, you've got Wall Street, the classic traditional symbol of financial dominance and capitalism. And then on the other side, you have Silicon Valley, the modern icon of relentless innovation and world-changing ideas.
But this idea of innovation isn't just some vague concept. It's built on very real, very concrete pillars. We're talking about the tech giants that literally shape our digital lives, a startup culture that inspires entrepreneurs all over the world, and of course, those world-famous universities like Harvard that are seen as the absolute gold standard in education.
And then there's NASA. For so many people, NASA represents something much bigger than just science. It's a symbol of humanity's greatest ambitions. You know, historic moments like the moon landing left such a lasting mark, representing a spirit of exploration and scientific leadership that, honestly, still inspires a ton of fascination.
All right, moving beyond the economic engine, we get to the second major theme, the immense influence of American culture. This is what people call soft power, the ability to attract and persuade through culture instead of force. And believe me, it has a direct line into daily life in Brazil.
I mean, you can't even begin to talk about American culture without talking about Hollywood, right? It is seen as the global powerhouse of cinema. American movies and TV shows aren't just entertainment, they are a massive cultural export, and they are incredibly popular and influential in Brazil.
And this influence goes way beyond just movies. It's in the music that has defined entire generations, from jazz and rock all the way to hip-hop, and you see it in the global reach of sports leagues like the NBA. It all just adds up to this pervasive cultural presence that's hard to miss.
This influence gets really personal when you think about global idols. I mean, figures like Michael Jordan and Michael Jackson, they just transcended borders. They weren't just seen as American stars, they became worldwide cultural icons whose impact we still feel today. And it's not just people, it's events too. The Oscars, the Super Bowl, these aren't just domestic American affairs anymore. They are global spectacles. Millions of people in Brazil and all around the world tune in, which just reinforces how central American culture is on the world stage.
Okay, so we've talked economy, we've talked culture. The third pillar of this perception is about the very structure of American society, its ideals, its values, and its institutions, which are often seen as a kind of blueprint.
At the absolute core of this is one huge concept: individual liberty. The freedom to express yourself, to chase your own path. This is a foundational value that so many Brazilians strongly associate with the United States.
And then, building on that foundation, you have all these other admired traits. There's the idea of meritocracy, that your success is based on your ability. There's a powerful spirit of entrepreneurship, the famous melting pot idea of multiculturalism, and also a really strong culture of volunteerism and a unique sense of patriotism that are widely recognized.
And if you had to pick one place that embodies all of this, it would have to be New York City. It's so often seen as the ultimate symbol of modernity, just a vibrant, cosmopolitan hub of energy, diversity, and this feeling of relentless progress.
This admiration also extends to the physical stuff, the actual landscape. The impressive scale of American infrastructure, from its huge highway systems that just scream freedom to its beautiful, well-preserved national parks, it's all seen as a sign of organization and, well, grandeur.
So when you put all these pieces together, the economic power, the cultural reach, and the societal ideals, what you get is a picture of a country with a really profound and lasting global impact.
And what's interesting is it creates this self-reinforcing cycle. The country's opportunities and values attract talent from all over the world. This talent then fuels even more innovation in every field you can imagine. And then these innovations, whether we're talking about new technologies or blockbuster movies, get exported globally, which in turn just solidifies America's central role on the world stage. It just keeps feeding itself.
So that brings us to a final thought for you to think about. From the phone that's probably in your hand right now to the music you listen to, American influence is woven into the very fabric of daily life all around the world. So the question is, which of these aspects, the innovation, the culture, or the ideals, do you see the most in your own life? It's a pretty fascinating thing to consider.